This is a moment in labor history that people will go back and talk about, that they were there. And I knew then I had to go, if not only just to be in the Capitol, walk with the protesters, and to be a part of this time period, being under the siege we've been in New Jersey. I just had to do it, and I knew I had to go out there and make some impact in this. And this Capitol is a huge Capitol. It would rival the Capitol in Washington, D.C. Continuous line of people walking outside. I would guess probably about 2,000 people marching outside. I thought, wow, I guess everything's going on outside. There's nothing going inside. Well, what a mistake I made. I walk into it, and there's a giant rotunda area. And there's a first floor, a second floor, and a third floor that can look down into this. All three, I went on there was no way getting into the first floor. That was jam-packed. So I went up the stairwells to the second floor, tried to look down, couldn't. Finally went up to the third floor. That's how many people were there. Constant chanting, signs going on. There was a handheld, not a bullhorn, but a microphone with an amplifier to it. With people coming up one after another, telling their stories, going through it. Just an amazing time, very inspiring, and constant drum beating, constant noise making, people just crowding in to see what was going on, talking to each other, signs all over the place, homemade signs, articles, just an amazing place to be, very inspiring. Very energetic. There was an electricity in the crowd. You could feel it just walking into the place. But there's also a depressing, kind of a bittersweet feeling to it also, that that they were under siege. So it was just a roller coaster of emotions. I have a picture of a gal. I don't know if she was a teacher or what. She might have been a whole 110 pounds, but she had this white shirt that said Union Thug, and I took the crowd was made up of everyone. Maybe it was 6 or 7. Went up to the microphone and spoke at it. Senior citizens were there. Retired teachers came and talked about their times and the plight of bargaining. A lot of college students in there, just everything. I'd say it was a great cross-section of folks. The only time I was at the Capitol was on my first day and my last day. For the next 2 days, we went to about 75 miles away from the Capitol and into one of the Republican senators' districts that we felt would be helpful. Our job then was to find 3 Republicans to vote no on. And one of the signs in the pictures I took was, we need 3 courageous senators with a capital R in there, and courageous. So I was working in Senator Dale Schultz's district. What we did that morning, we had organized a forum at a school district, and that night that we were going to have I believe it was an 8-member forum. And this is the part where we're talking about the true organizing. We had a forum and had a commitment from the senator that he would come and answer questions if he didn't get caught up in Republican caucus. Had a flyer, papered all of Dodgeville. We then moved on to Platteville, which is where the forum was going to take place in the high school auditorium. That night, we had 400 people. It packed the entire auditorium. They filled out postcards while they were there at the senator's house. What they did was they went up, they put a basket on his step, and one by one putting the postcard in the basket on a thing, urging him to vote no. We believe we have a verbal commitment from him that he would vote against that bill. I guess the point I want to make is, although there was a lot of protesting going on, and that is one segment of this whole operation, the other is of the organizing. You have to go attack the problem where it's getting voted on in the legislature. So even though they didn't see me doing anything in Madison for 2 days, we were doing a lot of groundwork, great organizing, roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty. Doesn't matter what your title is. we're all in this together the same and doing the work that has to be done. And as I see by recent polls, the tide is turning, and people are now becoming supportive of public unions instead of just bashing them. And there's a lot of theories about why the governor excluded the firefighters and the police and concentrated on the teachers. They say, this is an attack because it's a female-dominated organization. Education is typically about 80% women, and he may see that as an easier foe. I think because we know that education is a $600 billion operation, that they're trying to privatize and to gut it, and which pulled Wall Street down. So we have done nothing wrong in this operation except live up to the contract that we signed on to the very first day we began public service. But this is not a campaign that's going to be one with a fancy newspaper ad or the best commercial or the best radio ad. Guaranteed, though, we know that it is a part of it, and we are committed to doing all of those things to help influence the public. The people in the grocery store that are berating you, that's the part where we have to turn around and say, you may have heard that on TV, but let me tell you the truth. And here are the things that I know. I have been going to school every day and giving your kids the best education they can possibly get. The teachers in Madison were doing that and then driving to the Capitol and protesting all night and then going back to work the next day. These are the things that there's two lives to educators, the part where they do their job the best they can with the limited resources they have, and two, where they have to stand up now and fight for themselves. This is an added thing that wasn't normal about 2 years ago. They will have to call their legislators. Oh, I know they've heard that 100 times, but that's the pressure you have to keep going. Just like those protesters walk 24 hours a day in day 15 now. It's sustaining the effort. It's not a one-time thing. If you have to call every day, you should be. After your call, you go to their office. You keep the pressure on until they can't avoid you. Activities. If Wisconsin hasn't taught us anything, it's about being visible. We will have to be doing coordinated activities, not just in Trenton. Everybody loves a rally in Trenton, but now we need to have the rallies in your town, in your region, in your county. You have to now be at every PTA meeting. You have to be at every board meeting. You have to be at every freeholder meeting. You have to go to the township committee meetings. The fact that you are there, now we have to take a stand. We are going to have to roll up our sleeves, get our hands dirty, and go to work. And it's going to be a longer day than just your teaching day and going to a meeting.